Year A Lesson 17, Faithful in Affliction. Wednesday's lesson is entitled Wrong Thinking. Memory verse. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 9. We have been made a spectacle to the world, both to angels and to men. Job's friends were Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. Today, we'll look at the chapters in which these three men talked with Job. Some Bibles have chapter headings that tell which person is speaking and what he is talking about. We will begin with chapter 3, in which Job said he was so miserable he wished he had never been born and that he could die. In chapters 4 and 5, Eliphaz did his best to convince Job that even though he had done many good things, he must be guilty of something for which God was punishing him. But in chapters 6 and 7, Job insisted that he was innocent and that he had a right to wonder why such terrible things were happening to him. In chapter 8, Bildad argued that Job should repent of whatever he had done wrong. And in chapters 9 and 10, poor Job wished he could talk to God about it all. In chapters 11 through 31, the three friends took turns trying to convince Job to believe them. They still said that if he were not guilty, God wouldn't punish him. Job interrupted them sometimes, still refusing to agree with them, and he still wished that he could talk to God face to face, but he never stopped trusting him. By chapter 32, Job's three friends gave up. He still refused to agree with them, and they refused to change their minds. During the discussion, an interesting young man named Elihu joined the group. He had been quietly listening, but he hadn't been agreeing with either Job or his three friends. That made it very hard for him to keep quiet. Finally, Elihu couldn't stand it any longer, and as he talked, the others listened while he told them what he believed. Job chapter 32 verses 1 to 10. And these three men ceased to answer Job, because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then was kindled the wrath of Elihu the son of Barachel the Buzite of the kindred of Ram. Against Job was his wrath kindled, because he justified himself rather than God. Also against his three friends was his wrath kindled, because they had found no answer, and yet had condemned Job. Now Elihu had waited till Job had spoken, because they were elder than he. When Elihu saw that there was no answer in the mouth of these three men, then his wrath was kindled. And Elihu the son of Barachel the Buzite answered and said, I am young, and ye are very old. Wherefore I was afraid, and durst not show you mine opinion. I said, Days should speak, and multitude of years should teach wisdom. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment. Therefore I said, Hearken to me, I also will show mine opinion. Job chapter 32 verses 18 to 20. For I am full of matter, the spirit within me constraineth me. Behold, my belly is as wine which hath no vent. It is ready to burst like new bottles. I will speak, that I may be refreshed. I will open my lips and answer. Let's apply it. Did Job trust God even though he didn't know why terrible things had happened to him? Aren't you glad we can always trust God even when we don't know why some things happen to us? Job chapter 13 verse 15. Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him, but I will maintain mine own eyes before him. Job chapter 19 verses 25 to 27. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and mine eye shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me.